Okay, welcome back. Scouter got his upgrade.
By incorporating meld into skin pigment, we've been able to create a chameleon-like effect for our soldiers.
So that leaves everybody out of the meld pool for now. Unfortunately, I'm pretty much out of meld, so I don't think anybody's going to be getting any upgrades for a little while. In the meantime, a new round of psionic testing is complete, and Valen's little interlude there means that we finally have a psychic soldier. Let's go take a look.
Ever since mankind first looked up at the stars, we have wondered what lies beyond. So very few have dared to look inward. The depths of the human mind hold more secrets than we can possibly imagine. How ironic that the means to defeat our enemy comes not through weapons or machines of war, but from within. And if we have succeeded, we will have gained a glimpse of what we are to become. We will have created something extraordinary.
Unfortunately, that's no named soldier, that's just a random nobody, and eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed the little fuck-ups in where the animations were. I think that's because it's defaulted to show up on a male character model, and the game got a bit confused if that was a male or a female soldier that was psychic, so I think it displayed the male sort of positions of the little psionic lights on a female model, so that's why it was fucked up like that. I don't know, I thought it was funny. Let's see if anybody else is psychic. No, of course not. I really should have stuck a third soldier in there, but I actually forgot to because I was too excited to get the Archangel armor. So this is basically Titan armor with a little bit of an upgrade. It does allow flight. Unfortunately, it only has plus 8 HP as opposed to plus 10, but it still maintains the toxin and fire and strangulation immunities, which is really good. So I'm a little low on weapon fragments, unfortunately. This always tends to happen around the sort of end point of the research, especially when you're trying to get the plasma weapons researched. So for now, we'll go with the plasma sniper rifle, and then afterwards we'll probably get the EMP cannon. And in the meanwhile, let's see if we can actually build any of the Archangel armor. You can see it's extremely expensive, and wipes out most of our cash and a good chunk of the alloy and the Illyrium we have in reserve. Yeah, they're not really saying anything relevant to the story, just their general nattering. So at this point in the story, it's more a matter of waiting for the hyperwave relay to finish doing whatever the hell it is it's doing, and just trying to maintain panic down as much as we can, because as you guys have seen, I've got a lot of satellites up in orbit, which means there's not a whole lot more we can do to get to decrease panic, because normally we would just throw a satellite up to decrease panic, but obviously we can't do that anymore. Quick side note about psychic powers. The first one you get for every soldier, regardless of class, is Mind Fray. I'll explain more what that does when I actually get the chance to use it. And instead of just sort of general experience, the more you use the psychic powers, the faster that they'll come. But it doesn't take too long to upgrade up to Tier 1 and Tier 3 psychic powers. Like, just a couple Mind Fray uses will get you to Tier 2, and then a few more will get you to Tier 3. Which is really nice, because I don't tend to use them all that often. I find guns tend to be more effective, at least until tier 3, but well, you'll see when we get there. Plasma sniper rifle finally finished, and as I said before, now we're locked out of all the other weapons because they require weapon fragments, so EMP cannon it is. And for now, nothing much, but just to basically count down the days. This does pop up, though. It's a request from Germany. Now, this is really nice when it shows up, because scopes are relatively dirt cheap to make, and they're going to give us a shitload more money for it. So yeah, as you can see, it only costs 11 credits to make a scope, but they're going to give us 57 for 2 of them, so we just made like a 30 plus credit profit there. And I'm just checking to see how much it is to build a satellite now, and I find it pretty funny that an advanced recon satellite is 5 times the cost of basically an ACOG site. Well, that's that. Let's crack on. So I was just quickly selling off some of the extra crap from the gray market. That's the reason for the jump cut. And I'm just going to build a bunch of satellites now because it's going to take forever to get them. And I am planning on getting more uplinks once the council report comes in about 5 days. EMP cannon finally finishes up. It's, by and large, the best weapon for your interceptors in the entire game. Not only is it extremely powerful, but it will sort of crash the UFOs in a gentler manner, I want to say, insofar as that you won't have any destroyed UFO flight computers or power sources or anything like that when you go to raid it. I think the fusion cannon is more powerful than the EMP cannon, but it's a sort of a more offensive weapon, so there's no reason to use it over the EMP cannon, I find. Anyway, you can see we don't really have much more to research there. The skeleton suit is old news, and the ghost armor, I've never really had much of a use for it, and we can't build much more because I just blew all of our cash on the satellites. And 2 named characters are actually psychic. I was kind of hoping that Skyder would be psychic because it gives him even more of an edge of a covert operative, but that's okay. And the monthly report came out, and we did fairly well. I think the escaped UFO from, God, I don't even remember what mission that was pretty bad. And we got most of the satellites up. It's just a matter of covering the rest of Asia and all of South America. South America is kind of useless now because we've done most of the autopsies and interrogations we're going to do in the game. And we already have the bonus from Asia, so at this point it's more a matter of trying to get more money every month. And I'm just going to build up the uplinks so I can launch the satellites after they come out. I want to get the whole world covered up, just so we can avoid any abduction missions while we research the final few things that we need to finish off this run-through. So those uplinks should do it. I would have loved to build a Nexus instead, but they cost a lot of flight computers that I think would be better used on the Firestorms. And I'll put an extra workshop just to help decrease the cost of some of these things that I'm building right now. And just in case I need to build like an extra uplink or something like that in the future. And about here I realize I'm running out of power, so power generator will go there once I get around to it. There we go. Alright, let's finally finish off the Firestorm. Or not.
Wait! What did you do? Shut it down!
Do not touch anything! This could be what we've been waiting for.
It's ripping itself apart! Shut it down, now! It could destroy the whole base!
Nine! Give it time. For once. Trust me.
What's it doing now? It's working. Sir, new data is inbound from the hyperwave uplink.
This gamble seems to have paid off. But we've endangered the lives of everyone involved to satisfy the doctor's curiosity.
The risk was worth the reward. If we hadn't pushed on, there's no way we would have gotten this information.
Unfortunately for us, that thing is out of range of everything we have, and I don't have any Firestorms built yet. That's the Overseer UFO. We'll get to that later on in this video. For now, let's try and get the Firestorm done, at least after I build a couple of EMP cannons that I want to equip on the Firestorms. Not too expensive. In terms of Illyrium and alloy, it's just a little expensive in terms of strict costs. I probably should have grabbed 3 because I'm building 3 Firestorms and the math makes sense. But I also wanted to get a plasma sniper rifle, which sops up most of the rest of my resources right now. So I don't know what I'm going to do when it comes to the heavy plasma and the alloy cannons, but we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. In the meantime, Firestorms.
playing field.
I have to say, I'm honestly more of a fan of the Raven class interceptors than the Firestorms, but they're still pretty awesome for what they are. So they are in every single way an upgrade over the Raven, which is good because it's the only real upgrade you're going to get to your interceptors. They all go by the call sign of Demon, and I'll just show you the ship info real quick. Yeah, you can see it's faster, it's got a lot more shielding, and we'll just equip it out with the EMP cannons, and off camera I'll just get these transferred around the world, try and get as much coverage for the Overseer UFO as possible, because those things can pretty much go anywhere around the world and pop up over any continent they want. And yeah, this is why I should have built an extra EMP cannon instead of a sniper rifle, but well, whatever. So again, off camera, I'll just send these things out to where they need to go and get this power generator ready. Now, there's not a whole lot more to do until I can shoot down that Overseer UFO, so it's just a matter of getting a few projects done and a lot of side testing. And then, of course, this shows up. It's not like I'm spending a shitload of money already. Instead, I actually get it stolen. Sorry for the jump cut there, but I'm thinking at first, I'll send it out to Nigeria. Then I remember I haven't done an intel scan in a while, and it's a damn good thing I did. I've never seen 3 cells at once before. Never. I like to go to China here because I'm hoping if we complete it, Panic in China might go down. I don't remember off the top of my head if that actually happens on Exalt missions. I figured, why not? And we'll send Skyder out, of course. Hopefully he'll be a little more effective now that he's got the Ghost meld upgrade. So while he does the thing, we'll just keep cracking on with mission control. Aliens have been surprisingly quiet this month so far. Workshop done. Nothing much to say about that. Hopefully uplinks will be completed. And then council mission, of course. This is actually the final mission in the trifecta of the Annette mission. So yeah, we'll do it right now.
We are confident that you will handle this matter with discretion.
It can be a powerful feeling, moving through the air without a tether. Just keep a close eye on your power levels. This suit isn't meant for long-distance travel.
The one not so good thing about the Archangel armor right now is that it only has 6 units of fuel, and I'll explain that once I actually get the chance to use it. It doesn't happen in this mission, unfortunately. A little bit of close quarters, but definitely in the next mission I should be able to give it a try. I put it on Cecilin because Archangel is amazing on Sniper, because they can just rise right up, and it basically kind of gives them a bird's eye view.
Commander, Strike One needs to approach that ship with caution. According to Annette, the remaining captives are being held in stasis, but the aliens can shut down life support functions at any moment. The system is controlled by a command console. If we can take it out, it'll give us a chance to bring those people home safe. New objective received.
Now, as you can see, this mission is extremely narrow, so it's actually really, it's going to be pretty straightforward, as we just got to rush everybody straight forward there to the northeast and take out anything along the way to this command console. So, as usual, Synox, go first.
I'm on it, Commander. Positive enemy contact.
And he finds Thin Men, of course. I'm actually surprised that we're finding these things so late in the game, but I'm pretty sure the difficulty level of these sort of like little council mission groupings like the Annette trifecta are sort of set in stone, because they might crop up earlier in the run, so that's why they're a little easier than we'd expect right now. Anyways, Cecilin's showing off his plasma sniper rifle and his amazing missing skills, as per the usual. Not really showing off its power against the Thin Men, because, I mean, they died to the old ballistic sniper rifle in one shot anyway, but nah, I'll take it. And there's Cyanox showing the old XCOM adage of a 95% chance we'll miss every time, but a 1 in a million shot works 9 times out of 10. I hate this game. So we'll move Hill up the side. We'll just try and take on the ramp of the base or ship or whatever the hell it is on both sides there, come in through the center and just crack on towards the command console. Shouldn't be too bad. Amp, I move forward a little bit, just trying to get eyes on the third Thin Men, which I do. Cecilin, his turn, unfortunately, is over, so he can't squad sight that. And we'll just move a net up, and we'll let the Thin Men take his turn, and I should be able to easily take him out on this next turn. I was thinking of using run and gun, but I'm like, there's no way she'll hit it anyway, so we'll just put her into cover and just wait him out.
Damn it. The aliens are onto you, Strike One. That sound is coming from the console. Get moving and find it before the aliens execute those captives.
I'm okay.
So, fortunately, he misses. Unfortunately, the time limit for this mission does start. We will fail if they are executed, obviously. Don't really remember how far it is to the command console, so I start picking up the speed right quickly. As you can see, I'm not even bothering to leave Cecilin in cover. Now, I did that because I wanted to see if maybe he could mind fray the Thin Men, show that off, but it turns out it doesn't work via squad sight like his rifle does, so I have to not do that right now. Fortunately, he really didn't move into a good position, leaving him well open to a flank by a net there.
When do I get to shoot an alien?
Well, you can kill an alien when you can hit a fucking alien. See, was that so hard? Alright, Cyanox forward, try and pull any pods towards himself, and make our way up into this. I'm pretty sure it's a UFO. It looks like one of the other UFOs, the Abductor, I think it was, that we shot down last mission? Yeah, it was last mission.
Affirmative. Moving out.
So far so good. That was probably the only pod that's out here. There's definitely at least one more inside. And as this is a council mission, we should definitely expect reinforcements to show up, just like they do in Exalt missions, and the aliens have dropped in on every other council mission thus far, so this definitely won't be any different. A little bit of a risk here, moving Cyanox forward this much. I probably should have just overwatched him, but I figured, if the other guy's up there and not seeing anything, that's okay. So yeah, as I expected, the aliens do start dropping in. I'm figuring, it's just gonna be Thin Men or sectoids. I'm really not too worried. Of course, this just had to happen. So, if you recall, that's a Muton Berserker. They are a complete pain in the ass to deal with, 20 health, and they will make a short move towards anybody who pot shots them and hits, and of course use Intimidate along the way, and these guys are also, like, right there. I'm actually surprised that Cyanox didn't spot them, but that's alright. So now it's just a matter of very carefully taking this Berserker out in one turn, because in terms of like sheer raw damage, they were pretty much the worst ones I can think of in XCOM 1. The Mechtoids were a little bit more of an asshole, as are some other units that we haven't quite seen yet, but these things, I've seen them run forward to carapace armored soldiers and take them out pretty much in one shot. So my hope here was to rapid fire twice, run up and punch him. That didn't work. So he sprints right towards my assault, and I forgot she had the close quarters specialist on and pot shots the Berserker again. The extra shot isn't going to trigger his move though, as he was moving, and even if you shoot them right next to him, they're not going to trigger an attack. They just move. So you can pretty much play like a Berserker tennis with him. So that's what I'll do with Amp, just in case he doesn't kill him. But he should. I mean, he only has like 6 health left. Yeah, I wasn't surprised that he died there. So all that's left is that Thin Men on Overwatch, and the 2 to the right, and then I can keep pushing into the UFO. 11 turns left, shouldn't be too bad. Even if the console's all the way in the bridge, I should be able to make it. Although I'm still trying to be a little bit aggressive, so I just send Cyanox straight forward into it. Can't see the other one, unfortunately. I was going to go for the grenade, but 70% chance isn't a bad haul either, and Cyanox agrees with me, taking him out. And Cecilin actually has eyes on him. Like, again, power of squad sight. Now, this is where In the Zone would really shine. The other Colonel level sniper ability, where if he kills an alien that's either flanked or completely out of cover, he can shoot again for as many times as he does kills. So those Thin Men that like to drop in and are out of cover, he can pretty much pick every single one of them off so long as he had squad sight on him. Amp loses 3 HP, not too worried about that. He's got 7 more of armor HP left at least. So I'm not even going to bother wasting a medkit on him right now. Now, Cyanox, I'd love to just sort of jump him up there. And I was hoping with the jet boot, module, he'd actually be able to jump up closer. But for some reason, the game really didn't like that pathing. I think it might have been because of the ramp. So he just runs up the ramp anyway, and of course activates another pot of Thin Men. Now, the Thin Men are kind enough to cluster together very, very nicely against my mech with a grenade launcher. And a little bit of finagling later, I'll show it to you as I sweep the camera around. He would kill all 3 of them. But I decide I have no weapon fragments, they have weapon fragments. Let's rectify that problem. Because, I mean, we all have Titan armor, Cyanox is in his best possible mech. There's really no point to being too scared about light plasma rifle shots anymore, and everybody is immune to poison and fire as well, so I'm not too worried about this. It would suck to have somebody go in the hospital for a couple days, but considering how sporadic the missions are, I can well weather having one of my ace soldiers out of commission for a couple days at this point. So he'll head up with our run and gun, hopefully take out another one of the Thin Men, because even though I could weather the loss, I'd still rather avoid it if possible. Not really going to get the guy in full cover, but half cover should be okay. Perfect. And with that, it's just a matter of moving everybody up the central aisle there and seeing what else the UFO has to offer. I'm figuring it's not going to be too much of a problem to just keep everybody clustered up. I mean, I haven't seen anything with explosives yet, like a Sectoid Commander or a Mechtoid or a Cyberdisc, so it should be okay to just keep sprinting up the center there.
I'm running for it.
So with the net moved up, we can end turn and see what it brings. Thin Men elects to just take a pot shot at Cyanox, knocking off 4 health. Again, not too worried about that. Fortunately, no reinforcements drop in here, so I think this guy is the last one we have to worry about, at least for this turn. Although generally, they come every other turn on these council missions, so next turn there'll definitely be some reinforcements. So if I can take this guy out now, that's all the better. So I like to send Annette forward, as I'd like to feed her a couple more kills. She's only at lieutenant level after all. Not the greatest chance to hit, but she actually wins that coin flip, so I was pretty pleased with that. And Cyanox again can take point.
It looks like the abductees are still alive, but we're not out of the woods yet. We still have to get them out of there. From Annette's description, that has to be the command console. If we're going to save the captives, we'll need to either move in and disable the system, or destroy it with explosives.
Now, I was actually really, really surprised to see this thing here. I thought that it was a lot further down into the bridge area. And if you remember, I can blow it up with explosives, so one alien grenade should take this thing out.
Excellent work out there, Commander. We're reading zeros across the board on that device. Looks like you managed to stop the termination sequence. The odds were against us on this one, and we still managed to pull through. The 3 remaining captives have been secured, and if we're lucky, we may just have found some new recruits for XCOM.
I was actually really surprised at the end of the mission. I thought there'd be at least 1 or 2 more pods of aliens left, but I guess I managed to take everything out before more could spawn in, so with taking out the command console, that ended it right there. That gives us 3 more recruits for XCOM. I think they come in at lieutenant level, I'm not 100% sure, and all 3 of them are guaranteed to be psychic. Annette is also guaranteed to be psychic, but you have to put them into the psi chamber for the 10 days before they become psyops, unfortunately. And a couple of promotions, very happy for that. I was really hoping that Cyanox would finally get his colonel level, but I think mechs just gain experience points a lot slower than normal soldiers. So Annette becomes a captain level support. I really wish he'd come in as like a heavy or something. I really need a better heavy. I mean, I have smots, but I mean like a better secondary heavy. Pretty good haul. A couple alien surgeries to sell. A few weapon fragments. Would have liked a lot more than that. Hopefully we'll get a mission later on that'll allow that. And $100, and we can crack on.
Remember, we will be watching.
We may have finally found the purpose behind Annette's captivity, and the results are disturbing to say the least. It appears that Annette and the other unique captives are capable of amplifying the psionic abilities of others, allowing the aliens to exert mental control over a number of victims simultaneously. Unfortunately, in using Annette to attack XCOM, the resulting stress caused significant trauma to her neural tissue. She will never have this specific ability again, although she may still retain psionic aptitude.
Okay, well, at least Verax has put in a little bit of explanation about why the XCOM base was able to be invaded back there. So, nothing much going on. We'll definitely get the covert operation before we have a chance to do anything much more with the main story. So that might bring us a little closer to Exalt. And you can see that they actually do start at lieutenant level. Or wait, sorry, that's sergeant level, I believe. We'll find out in the next mission anyway. I'm not sure why I went back here. I think I was looking to see if I could throw around some medals, but I decided against it. And let's just get the uplinks to the satellites up and the covert operations. Of course, this just had to happen. So this is unfortunately the continent where I sent the Demon-class interceptor with the avalanche missiles, as you can see. Non-zero chance this actually isn't going to work. But I have to try.
We have eyes on the bandit.
Nice 10 seconds. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're actually hitting anything. And of course, it's hitting me over and over and over again. I'm worried I might lose a firestorm, but I don't lose the firestorm, I just lose track of the UFO. Oh, god damn it. And that's where I'm going to cut it off. Unfortunately, I lost a little bit of footage after this due to a recording error. Long story short, the uplinks got built, the satellites are almost done. The covert operation did proc before that, so in Mission 18, that will be the first excursion that we go on, and then after that, hopefully I'll be able to shoot down the Overseer UFO. They keep cropping up, so it's not like I'm completely fucked on this run or anything like that. It's just a matter of equipping more EMP cannons, getting more firestorms in the air, and just shooting them down wherever they show up. And then after that, we'll be on the lookout for the penultimate mission of the main story. Hopefully I can get that out to you in Mission 18, which hopefully will be out in maybe a week or less. It all depends on how my rotation goes. Alright, with that, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.